Yes. I want to talk a little bit about confidence. Now, over the years, this has probably been the number one topic, the number one question I get asked, aside from obviously how to train your chest. And 9 times out of 10, it'll be a teenager, someone quite young, who's very depressed and very bothered by the Poland syndrome. And a lot of times, they say, "Oh, I really look up to you, and I want to be confident like you, and I admire you," which is great. That's why I'm here. But the point is, confidence is it's fake. It's a front. For the most part, it's a choice. I'm not that confident. I'm confident in the way I talk, etc. If I approach you, you'll know that I'm a confident individual. But there's a lot of things wrong with me aside from Poland syndrome. So the things that are wrong with me, first of all, I have Poland syndrome. Secondly, I've always been overweight, especially around my midriff. I was bullied a lot because of that, all the way up until my early 20s. Still get poked fun at. I'm slightly dyslexic. I have a slight lisp. And I could go on. I have inverted feet. I walk with my toes pointed inwards. Just none of these things really help create the typical alpha male that you hear of, But if you were to see me on the street, if I was to meet you, you wouldn't notice any of these things. The reason why is because I don't notice any of these things. I am the way I am. I don't hold on to these titles of, "Oh, I have Poland syndrome, I'm this, I'm that." I'm Faraz. I'm the way I am. I just try to be myself. But at the same time, I wasn't born with confidence. I'm arrogant, but I'm not confident. I still have problems wearing jogging pants that are too tight, joggers that are too tight. I don't like wearing a vest in the gym. I hate posing in front of people. I can't even pose in front of my wife. The only time I can pose comfortably is either when I'm diced at the end of a diet or when I'm alone in front of a mirror. I saw a young man reach out to me, and he was a spitting image of me as when I was young. He's 14 years old, and he had the pear shape that I talk about, when he had the Poland syndrome and everything, love handles, the works. And he was like, "No one's ever seen me topless, etc., etc." And at first I was like, "Okay, it's all right, man, this, that, it's okay, you can show me." And he didn't want to show me either. And then I looked back at myself and I realized that, hey, no one ever saw me topless until I was about 23. And not even my brother. No one. Up until I was about 23, I never took my top off. So if that is you, if you're in that position, my advice to you is to do what I did. And that is not to hold on to these titles of Poland syndrome, of this, of that, whatever it may be. Any deficiency or anything that makes you imperfect, it really don't matter. Just keep training. That's the secret. People don't understand. With training, right, it's not just about making gains and looking good and all that. It's about feeling good. See, I'm 30 now, and I can see the results of 10 years of training. And even though it wasn't consistent to begin with, for the most part, these last 7-8 years, it's been consistent. And I can tell, I look great, alhamdulillah. I feel great. I don't have any grey hairs, 1 or 2, compared to all my other friends. And this only gets better. See, in the real life, when you grow up, it's a completely different world from being 18, well, from 14, 15 to 25, from 25 to 30. As you get older, none of these things matter. The things that matter will be, having a relationship, having a good wife, being a good person, and, just being a good guy and, paying your bills and living your life, being comfortable, having a good job, and, paying your bills. Shit like Poland syndrome won't matter anymore, because in the real world, no one really cares. I mean, it's not really seen as a disability unless you're missing a lot of your hand and it actually hinders you. But for the most part, it's cosmetic. So don't feel sorry for yourself for too long. It's all right to be down for a bit, but if you do get down, use that as fuel. Use that as fuel to train. People used to take piss out of me for years. Even my brother, I would take my top off. I'd be fat, right? But I'd take my top off and be like, "Yeah, man, I'm looking all right." And I'd be like, You still fight, you know, look at your love handles and shit like that. But the point is, I use that as fuel. That helped me to get iced. But don't hold on to that in everyday life. Call upon that when you're in the gym and in the gym only. Don't walk around like angry all the time, you know what I mean? Use that as fuel. And over the years, you will develop into a man or a woman, and hopefully confidence will come over time. You know, it's not going to come overnight, but it's always a choice. You can wake up one morning and just feel like absolute shit and be like, oh, fuck's sake, this hurts, or I can't do this, or this guy's bigger than me, you know, he's got, you know, he can talk to girls, I can't talk to girls. It's just a choice. Just flick a button in your head and say, hey, I can do that too. I can be confident as well. I'm going to walk around with my head up and my chest up. All right? So hopefully that was helpful. It's just a little insight into me. And don't always believe what you see. People may appear confident on the surface, but at the end of the day, they're just people, man. Everyone has their own little issues and imperfections. It makes you who you are. Don't stop it from holding you back. Just be who you were meant to be and be yourself. All right.